Want.
Do you think LA is
Want to.
really as terrible of a place for dating as people make it out to be?
I think it was great. Like, I think it just depends. I think because people have so many ideas and impressions of dating, like, you know, like prior experiences with dating could taint their experiences. So like one bad date can probably screw with your perception of it. As somebody who was just dating for the first time just a few years ago, I thought it was great. I think the thing is, a lot of people don't communicate what they want, or maybe they misrepresent themselves. Like, whatever city you're in, there's gonna be like fuckboys, you know, and that is like, but at the same time, the bar's very, very low for men. It's damn near in hell, I think. But I mean, like, I thought it was great because I used it as an opportunity not to just do stuff with the person, but I would do or go places where I've never been before. So it was just also for me, it wasn't just to go on a date. It's like, oh, I want to have this experience, and I guess I'll like share with this person as well. It's fun.
I do.
I mean, probably way worse for women though.
For dating, yeah, I could. I mean,
How's that?
I mean, just I think
Like, I meant worse in what way?
from stories I've heard or from my friends and stuff, like there's a lot of guys that are just like very low effort. Like they'll go on a
They have
first
more
date.
options, though, right?
guys
No,
have more options.
Females.
I suppose, yeah, because I don't think I know certain people like Ron, when he was dating, like on Tinder, he would like, I can't remember which way you swipe, but it's like right, whatever one. It's like everyone he'd see. Law of averages, and he'd wait for somebody to hit him back. So it's like there's a lot of guys that do that. I know that he's not the only one, but I don't think that there's many women that are like every swipe on everyone.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I also think that men throw themselves at women differently. Like, I think men throw themselves at women more. There's a higher than women throwing themselves at men.
yeah, without
I know.
I don't know. I don't want to say it like there's like a sense of like
No, but
desperation.
I was gonna
That's
say
exactly
that.
what it is, though. Women have the luxury of going through the lot and choosing who they want to.
But I also think that
I think men have to kind of get what you get.
Well, that makes me wonder, like, if you have the choice of the litter, like, and the choices that you're choosing are imagining. I'd imagine, like, because you have the choice of the litter, like, I want that one because
You're going off the labels.
It looks whatever's presented, right? And I hear them stories of like, men suck scenarios, and it makes me wonder, like, you know,
Which men are you going for?
Well, I also wonder, like, what was it about their thing that like was like super interesting? Because
He just didn't care about me. He just had more.
well, like, I just wonder because like there's certain things that might look really, really like like attractive, but you're like in actually the realm of a relationship, it's not that attractive.
yeah, like you have like a nice car, you have a nice job, like you have
Money.
you check boxes.
money. Yeah.
But like as a person, you're insufferable probably,
Yeah, and I also really
or just not interesting.
Or not interesting.
That's not interesting. Not like
Or if you really have, this isn't us like in a whole different sphere, but if you do have a lot of money, you probably are really busy because you probably work a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's obviously taking from somewhere else.
yeah, and I'm sure you tend to things differently. I always like
100%.
you know, like for people that are, anytime I was like I made friends with somebody in my past that worked like heavily in sales, like they were like really good at it. I'd like. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I just don't want to hang out with you because,
Like
at
turn
this-
off, bro.
Yeah.
much.
To that point, I'm like,
you're not trying to sell yourself at the bar. I mean, you are.
you are. Yeah, I get it. You're always on a sale, but I'm like,
ABCs always be closing, you know?
you gotta just be like, at some point, you gotta turn that shit off,
Can you be normal?
right? Are you always looking at what's crazy too? Like I the only thing that I was thinking about with LA, and I think it's not because of LA, but because there's more people, probably this percentage goes up. There's, I think, like a lot of what can this person give to me kind of, and it's not just with dating. I think it's just with relationships, like just with like friendships, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
interactions.
You know, like what can this person can give to me or do for me? And like from a sales side, that's so exhausting. If like if somebody meets you and they're like, oh, I like you right now because like you can get me something, but then that day comes where they're like, oh, you know, I'm not really cashing on you. If you build a relationship in that space, like I feel like it's really.
I think that LA people too, a lot of them are always chasing stuff too. More of them are chasing stuff.
Well,
other than a relationship, like they're actually like physically like going
like after a thing,
after something, whether it be a career, you know,
I think
career.
there's just so many opportunities in this city that like it's hard, not even like with relationships, but to like commit to one. I guess also relationships, because just like New York, everybody's grinding on something. Like everybody's
all the time. I was gonna say like New York, LA, Frisco. There's places. Yes, it's fast paced, but the way LA is compared to like a Utah, night and day.
Oh yeah, you know they hate it and they call it Frisco.
In Utah, there's people that are searching for stuff, but they're not like, oh, I'm like.
People from SF like hate when you call it Frisco.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of catchy though. I like it. It's cute, but like no, they hate it.
I think it kind of reminds me when people say SoCal. Like if you're from SoCal, I don't think you generally say the term SoCal.
I'm from SoCal.
Like, cause you're from where you're from. Like,
what's the basis of saying Frisco? Like, where does that stem from?
I can't remember. I saw something about it, but it's just like back in the day. Like this was in maybe the 50s or 60s. Somebody wrote a thing. It was like how to live and exist in the Bay Area, and it was just like a little dissertation on why it shouldn't be called anything except for San Francisco. And it's like, okay. You're like the little language police for the city, but
I mean that matches.
But I don't know. It seems to.
I was going to say that, but
fit pretty well. People don't like it at all. Like you'd rather
but
the
guess
SF.
What? People don't get what they want all the time.
I mean,
so they can be upset, but it's not going to stop people from saying Frisco.
If you were there, people like.
I actually too. I've been wanting to for a while, but the opportunity never really, or the time never really came through. But started rewatching the Lord of the Rings